parking lot.
Can we talk about parking the car for just a moment? For the past 2 weeks in Jerusalem, there have been riots coming from the Ultra-Orthodox communities about parked cars. It seems that there's a municipal lot in Jerusalem that the mayor wanted to open up so that people could drive into Jerusalem if they weren't observant of Shabbat, park their cars, and then walk around and do what we all do in Jerusalem on Shabbat. Take tours, visit the Western Wall, visit different synagogues, and do other things. But to the Ultra-Orthodox Jews, this is an abomination. God forbid there should be parked cars in our city on Shabbat. You know, one of the riots that took place in which stones and vegetables and lots of other things were thrown at police came just a day after these very same Ultra-Orthodox Jews held mournful prayer vigils against gay rights in Jerusalem and the gay pride parade. What is it about these Ultra-Orthodox Jews that makes them think that they have all the answers? I know the answer to that. I know the answer to that. But I have my own answer. My answer is, you don't know it all. I don't know it all. Nobody does. And until we actually do, perhaps we should stop judging one another so much. Perhaps we should stop getting so angry and turning to violence. How is what you're doing, our Ultra-Orthodox cousins and brothers and sisters, any more religious or thoughtful or ethical than driving a car into Jerusalem on Shabbat? We need to take a step back and remember that none of us have the answer. We're all searching. We're all wrestling. That's why we're called Yisrael, wrestlers with God. And anybody that tells you that they know the ultimate truth, that they know the answer, that they know absolutely what is right and what is wrong, well, they haven't studied their Gemara very well, have they? Because even in our ancient texts, both sides of the argument are preserved. Of course, there's an answer at the end, and we're told who to follow. But the mere fact that both of those pieces of the argument are preserved should teach us that nobody has the absolute truth. If you don't think that somebody should be driving into your town on Shabbat, then my suggestion to you is, don't drive into your town on Shabbat. But don't judge the others. If you think that somebody shouldn't live to be who they are as a gay person, then my suggestion to you is, let's hope that you are not, as a person, gay. But let's not judge the other people for who they are. We all make choices, and we all have been given certain biological traits in our lives that define us. It's time for us to start believing more deeply in ourselves and our own truths than worrying about somebody else's truth and whether that's right or wrong in the eyes of God. Because the only eyes that God gave us are our own. Let's start looking through them with kindness, with chesed, with compassion, instead of looking through them and being blinded to the reality that every person is created in God's image, and every choice that every person makes is valid and holy and sacred. Until next time, Lehitraot.
Late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my